Welcome to the Field of 68 After Dark. We are live here in Mackey Arena after watching Purdue beat Xavier here in the Gavitt Games. We are joined by the reigning National Player of the Year, Zach Edey. I got Jeff Goodman with me. I got Randolph Childress with me. My name is Rob Dauster. And Zach, let's get started with this, man. What are you? What is this fleece sweater concoction we got going on here?
It's called the comfy. It's supposed to be like it's a one side.
So how you doing, man?
Good.
We're coming off of a National Player of the Year season. You come up to a year where I think everybody has you as the preseason Player of the Year looking to repeat. How did you go about attacking this offseason to continue improving?
Yeah, just kind of like I've attacked every offseason. Trying to make improvements overall in my game. I don't think any part of my game is really a finished product. I want to shoot 80 from the line this year. I want to be more efficient from the field. I want to be a better screener. Like a lot of things that maybe won't impact the box score, but like just winning plays. I think that's kind of what I've always really tried to work on this offseason. So that was really the main thing I wanted to attack.
Do you worry about the physicality? It looks like teams are really putting extra bodies on you, hitting you a little bit, stopping you on the rolls, things like that. Technically, it's a foul, but you're getting the Shaq effect, and they're not calling it.
Yeah, I mean, physical. I think teams always want to do it to me. I drew 11 fouls today. That usually means you're getting played pretty physical. It's kind of something I have to deal with. I have to accept. I can't let it frustrate me. I know the refs are doing their best. It's a really tough job to officiate me. They can't call a foul every possession. The game's going to last 4 hours, so they have to kind of pick and choose their spots. And I kind of have to just play through some things. I've accepted that.
28-11 tonight. I thought it was quiet, honestly. I looked up and I'm like 28-11. You know, you guys won. It was kind of a hard-fought game against a scrappy Xavier team. What did tonight show you about your team?
I should have been better. I missed probably 4 or 5 hooks I make routinely. I think we have a lot. You kind of saw today. We have a really deep team. I mean, Braden, what he had?
He was great tonight.
He had 12,
6,
7,
6.
6. Like, that's a terrific game. I mean, everyone really played really well. We have a lot of guys that can really go this year, and we can attack you a lot of different ways. It just depends on the matchup night by night.
When you come to a game like this, it's the first time that I think the country really saw you play somebody that wasn't a bye game, wasn't a mid-major opponent. Do you feel like you guys have something to prove after the way the last season ended?
I've always felt like I have something to prove. Doesn't really matter how last season ended. Obviously, it ended how it ended. I don't think you can let one game really affect you mentally, like you physically. That can't be your whole motivation to be a good basketball player. You want to be a good basketball player just because you want to be a good basketball player. You know what I mean? It's kind of your motivation comes from inside. You always want to win every game. If we had won the national championship game, I would have played just as hard as I did today. So it doesn't. That's something that doesn't really affect me too much.
You guys are 10 deep now. You weren't that last year. And is that something that you guys talk about amongst yourselves? Because when you went out of a game in the past, you could think like, oh, they got to hold on. Now you guys are playing well even when you're on the bench.
I never believed that we were not a deep team even last year. I think last year we had a lot of guys that could go. We were just young. This year we kind of have guys that are older. We have guys that are more experienced, guys that have kind of been through it. The talent level always been there, 10 deep.
What was this offseason like for you in terms of a year ago? People didn't really know you like they know you now. Now you go around and you're the National Player of the Year. It's different, isn't it? What's it been like for you, whether it's in West Lafayette or when you went back home to Canada?
It's an adjustment for sure. I kind of just around Purdue. I kind of just stay at my house most of the time, stay inside. I have a great group of guys that I live with. It's all basketball players. So just kind of stay inside, hang out with them, watch the college basketball games on. That's kind of what I did last year. So not much of an adjustment. Just I can't walk to the corner store anymore a lot of times. People ask me for photos and stuff like that.
You like that, though. I mean, again, like you like it, but you want to get places.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
It's a blessing, obviously.
Because you sign autographs here. I mean, you went out before our show looking for people almost to sign autographs for. Everybody kind of left tonight, but usually you're here a half an hour, maybe an hour.
Yeah, after the game, it's great. I mean, it's mostly kids. That's when it's really fun, when you can have the kids kind of sign stuff for them, take pictures with them, make their day. Sometimes it can get a little tedious, but at the end of the day, I have to kind of look at the bigger picture. Like, it's a blessing. There's a lot of love from you on this campus.
Hey, there weren't a lot of autographs being signed a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, for sure. It's a lot of love on this campus. That's what I really appreciate.
You said you live with 3 basketball players. Who are your roommates?
It's Ethan, Fletcher, and Will.
Who's the messy one? You?
Yeah.
What are your responsibilities around the apartment?
Just kind of trying to like put my dishes away, like just regular stuff.
Do they yell at you?
We don't have designated stuff.
Do they get on?
Sometimes. I've been getting better. Just making sure I kind of clean up after myself and stuff like that.
Do your laundry?
Yeah.
Or does mom do it?
No. I'm always, no.
Sure.
She's never done my laundry while I'm
Just tell them it's a double-double. You want it now, you want it later.
Plus, too.
28-11, you get to unload the dishwasher, all right?
Well, hey, listen, some of those guys got to get them the ball too,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you got to be nice.
Definitely.
Lance Jones. I think, again, the numbers don't really tell the story that the impact that he has on this team. I'm looking at him saying, it looks like a different team because he brings a different dimension to this group.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, you kind of see, you have to watch the games, like you said, to really understand the impact he has. He's super strong, super physical, really quick, super confident. Like you saw, he bombed some threes today. That's kind of just who he is, like super confident. Like, I see Payne over there looking at me. he shot some deep ones today, but I mean, he has ultimate confidence in himself, and something you have to respect. He really plays hard on defense. He's a really, really good defender. He just brings another element to our team that we need.
I'm sure Coach liked that, but I'm sure he wanted a couple of those early to go inside before he launched them outside.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, how much respect do you have for Payne for how he's handled and taken probably a lot of more of the accountability that he should for last season's first-round loss?
A lot of respect. I mean, I would have a lot of respect for him even if he didn't do that. I mean, just as a person, I have a lot of respect for him. He's, like I've always said, he's just an honest guy. Like you want his honest opinion about you. You go to his office and you can talk to him. In my recruiting, like he was the only coach, one of the only coaches that was really straight up with me about it. Like he was like, if you beat someone out, you're gonna play. If not, you're gonna redshirt. And that's what I really respect, and the big reason why I'm at Purdue. I've always had a great amount of respect for Coach Payne, just the way he kind of keeps it honestly. And like you said, you see that in the way he takes accountability for things, even when I feel like I was one that let the team down. Like everyone on the team feels like they let the team down. He's just the loudest when saying that.
Zach, I'm going to roll through some numbers for you here real quick. The last 2 years, you guys have won 58 games. Last season, you won the Big Ten regular season title and the Big Ten tournament title. In the last 8 years, 6 of those seasons, you guys have won at least 26 games. But people look at Purdue and they say there's been some early exits in the tournament. And how do you weigh the success you've had in the regular season versus the fact that we're in a sport where if you can't make a deep run in March, like people just kind of write it off? How do you look at that?
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of, like I said, look at the bigger picture sometimes. Like Big Ten championships do matter. Big Ten tournament championships do matter.
You hung 2 banners.
Yeah, like we hung 2 banners. So it's kind of hard to judge the season we had last year. Obviously, you want to make that run in March. That's kind of really where you want to do it. But I mean, having a lot of regular season wins is impressive, and it's something that we've done. And then we have to focus on kind of making that run in March. We made some adjustments in our team. Like you said, Lance Jones brings another element. Guys that can really get downhill, break presses, do things that we couldn't do last year. And kind of take load off guys. Like Brady doesn't have to be the only guy really dribbling the ball through a press. Have guys that can kind of come up and do it.
I asked this to Coach. I said this to Coach Brantley and thinking about it, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. This team, when you come up through the last couple of years, and now you're Big Ten champions. At some point, when you first get here and you build up and you get to that point, I thought about my experience of getting to an ACC championship, and we felt like that was just such an accomplishment that when we got to the NCAAs, it was you're trying to do something that hadn't been done, and we were almost, I won't say content, but we were really felt like we had accomplished something at the conference championships. You guys have done that now, and now it's like the experience you gain. Is it Final Four? Is it Phoenix, the bust, or how do you feel about this team now?
I mean, that's been my expectations every year I've been at Purdue. I don't think there's ever been a year where we sat and been like, Like if we
I
make a tournament
I don't think
this
you
year,
think
it's a
about
good
making
year.
the tournament, but again, it's realistically when you win your conference tournament, it is a big thing because that's not something that happens every year. So you celebrate. But you guys to bring a team back in this time, having done it in the recent years as you have, does that add more pressure?
Like I said, like every year it's Final Four bust, in my opinion. I've just never been a year where I've been content like losing. I mean, it's just every year you want to make that run, March Madness, you want to win the whole thing, and every year I've kind of been disappointed, but just kind of keep cracking at it, keep taking hacks at it, and just play as hard as you can. That's all you can really do.
How hard was it last year? Because you won all those awards, so you go to the Final Four and you're watching it. I don't know if you went. I know you didn't go, but you're there. But you're there, and you know everybody's there to watch those games. Again, bittersweet because you swept every National Player of the Year award, which, again, if I had told you that a year ago at this time, like I assume you would have been a little surprised.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, like I kind of always said, those individual accomplishments are nice. Like I'd be lying if I said it wasn't an honor to kind of be at all those, around those people, go to an SB, like do all those things. But ultimately, what you want to do is be playing in the Final Fours. That's kind of, you don't want to be watching, accepting awards. You want to be in a jersey, getting a jump ball. So that's kind of our goal this year. It's not for me to be back there. If I ended up back there, it'd obviously be a blessing and an honor. But I hope you're playing and then accepting those awards.
Enjoy the journey.
We tried. So everybody's been asked the question now: like, who's the biggest threat to you for National Player of the Year? We can't even come up with one. Like seriously, it's one of those things where, again, in an off game, you were 28-11. Who's your biggest threat? Who do you think? You watch the bigs.
I don't really consider things like that.
Just say it's no competition. It's yours. It's okay if you say it. I agree with you.
No, I
I'm
just
say it for you. It's yours. There's no competition.
Honestly, it's really hard. You like try, come up with something, but there's almost no scenario where we don't see you going for 28-11 almost every night.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try to play my hardest. I'm not really focused on trying to have better stats somewhere. I'm just trying to help Purdue win in any way I can. If that leads to me getting that award again, that'd be an honor. But I'm just trying to help Purdue win.
All right, listen, let's let him go.
Well, look,
Paint's sleeping over there.
Yeah, that was Purdue. Purdue.
He walks right in front of the camera.
Zach Edey walking right in
What
front
a
of
rookie.
the camera. He was
What a
great.
rookie.
Look, he was ready. He
come
was
on.
ready for TV, and then this happened. Listen,
Just tear it all up.
we're gonna take a quick break.